what to expect with the Buffalo Bills versus Green Bay Packers this Saturday, coming up on today's edition of the Dow Mafia Report. Yo ho ho, Dow Mafia. Welcome to yet another edition of the Dow Mafia Report. And you know what? I would like to give a special message to all of you that unsubscribed to me but came back. Welcome back. Welcome back. As many of you know, I ended up putting out a pretty controversial video saying how I thought that the COVID vaccination rules were absolute bullshit. And a lot of you got upset and you unsubscribed, but I noticed out of all these subscribers I lost during that point, you all came back. Exactly. I am at the exact same amount of subscribers as I was prior to that video. So as Thanos once said, you cannot live with your own failure. And where did that bring you? Back to me. It's all jokes aside, ladies and gentlemen. Don't think that this is going to be a regular occurrence of me. You know that I do not like putting out bullshit like that. I really, really do not. I am going to be exclusively focusing on football. And we have a lot of things to be excited about today. All right? We have our starters playing on Saturday against the Green Bay Packers. Josh Allen. We're going to get a taste of what this first chapter of Josh Allen's MVP season is going to look like, alongside with several other of our starters, to get a real taste of what's going to happen in 2021. Very excited to knock into that. I have a couple of stories that just came out of training camp today as well. So we're going to be in store for a pretty nice-ass episode, okay? And so right before I dive into any of that, I do just want to give a couple of announcements. Number one, as many of you know, I am giving away either a PS5 or an Xbox Series X. I am announcing the winner during my game time reaction live stream during halftime on week 1. If you want to enter the contest, all you need to do is be a subscriber to this YouTube channel, screenshot proof of that to me, and DM it to me over on Instagram. And then I will put your Instagram name in this giant-ass spreadsheet where I will pick a random person at that time. So whatever you're doing, go on ahead, screenshot that shit, and send it over to me, and have a chance of winning a next-gen console so I can cut your ass on Madden 22. Second announcement is clearly just smash the out of that like button, okay? You know you want to. So yeah, Dow Mafia, right before we get into my expectations for Bills versus Packers, there was just one newsworthy thing that I wanted to end up putting out there. Cole Beasley and Star Lotulelei ended up getting reinstated into the Buffalo Bills facility today. As many of you know, they came in close contact with somebody that was vaccinated that had COVID, and according to NFL protocol, they had to sit out for exactly 5 days. It wasn't just Beasley and Lotulelei. Gabe Davis and Vernon Butler were also a part of that squad, but they have not been reinstated into the facility as of yet. I haven't heard news of whether or not that Davis or Vernon Butler have tested positive for COVID-19, but for the most part, it's nice that we end up having Beasley back out there, especially since the Buffalo Bills just ended up announcing that the vast majority of our starters are going to be playing on Saturday against Green Bay at 1 p.m. So very, very nice to see both of them back so we can get a taste of what our team is going to look like this season. Now, we all know, right? This is the final preseason game. And in my opinion, I mean, I definitely don't coach the Bills, and for some reason I might even say thank God that I don't coach the Bills. But if it was up to me, I wouldn't have any starters out there. No, I would still be riding with our second and third stringers, especially seeing how banged up the Buffalo Bills were during our game against the Chicago Bears. I really don't want to risk anything. I mean, I would be ripping my hair out if Josh Allen ended up getting injured during this game, but that is neither here nor there. So since the starters are starting, there's a couple of things that I want to see. Number one, Josh Allen. Listen, I am ready for this dude to prove a lot of people wrong. Granted, this is the preseason. Let's be completely honest with you. And at this point, I'm surprised that this is even part of the conversation anymore, where Josh Allen is even in a position to prove people wrong. But now the stigma, right? Because people that hate Josh Allen are continuously just reaching for fucking bullshit at this time, saying that, oh yeah, dude, the reason he did so well last year was just because there was no fans in the stands. What I want to see is Josh Allen absolutely light up the Green Bay secondary during the first quarter, second quarter, however long he is playing. I just want to have that be nipped in the butt. From Josh Allen's perspective, I also want to see him gain some chemistry with some new faces in the receiver room. I really want to see him and Emmanuel Sanders connect on the regular. There's been no news of whether or not that Stephon Diggs is going to be out there. In my opinion, sit him, just to let him chill. I mean, we already had that scare with his knee injury a couple of weeks ago. Let him sit in the sidelines, relax, just get a lot of work out of Cole Beasley and Emmanuel Sanders, and then several other receivers that we have on this team at this point. A lot of things that I want to look at from the offensive standpoint. Running game, once again, I want to see our running game continue to flourish. I want to see that explosive running back that I have seen out of Devin Singletary. And so the guy that proved me wrong so far this preseason, somebody who has clearly just had a sophomore slump and has continued to move forward as a credible RB1. Same with Zach Moss and same with Matt Breida. So I would say probably the biggest thing that I want to see is how Marquez Stevenson is going to perform. Now, he did end up having a foot injury after this past Saturday against the Chicago Bears. But from what I understand, he's returned to practice fully padded, and he is ready to go. I'm going to be keeping a very, very, very close eye on Marquez Stevenson, mostly because Isaiah McKenzie ended up going down with a pretty significant shoulder injury. There is still yet to be any type of report of how serious it is. If I was a gambling man, I'm almost willing to guarantee you that this dude is probably going to be out at least until week 3 or week 4. So Marquez Stevenson, even though he is a rookie, needs to step up. Not only as a kick returner, a punt returner, but also somebody that can really step in and take Isaiah McKenzie's role from that point. We did end up picking up that receiver that was recently on the Washington football team, so I'm interested to see if he could sort of be a temporary fix from Isaiah McKenzie's contribution on the receiving side and Marquez Stevenson showing us that he could be that kick returner and punt returner that we really end up needing. There's a lot of things that I'm looking from our offense. As far as our defense is concerned, I still want to see that same consistency when it comes down into that pass rush, specifically within our rookies. To now say that I'm a gambling man, I can almost guarantee you that Aaron Rodgers will not take a single snap on the face of the planet, but they most likely will have their starting offensive line, which is one of the better ones in the league, that is going to be out there for at least the first quarter. So I want to see our investments on our defensive line and pass rush in general showcase their talents in front of the best offensive line unit that we have faced so far this preseason. Down Mafia, thank you so much for tuning in to yet another edition of the Down Mafia Report. Do me a favor and leave a comment and tell me the things that you are looking for during this game. What players are you looking at? What depth positions are you hoping that end up making this team? What do you want to see from the Buffalo Bills on Saturday? Keep in mind, I am going to be streaming my live game reaction tomorrow, 1 p.m. So I'll probably start around 12:50 p.m. EST. I'm going to be watching it from my house. So if you want to watch football with me, please join. It's always a good-ass time. And thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you smash the fuck out of that like button. Subscribe to this channel. And before I let you go, you better always remember, let's go Buffalo.